Hi, I'm Jong and welcome to the Racing Line, and this is your 2014 Shell Advanced Youth Cup in Cagayan de Oro City. And right now we are going to feature the Intermediate 130 Underbone. Welcome back to the Racing Line. Hi, I'm Jong and welcome back to your 2014 Shell Advanced Youth Cup. This is the Mindanao Finals, but for the Mindanao Finals, we're going to give you the elimination round of your Cagayan de Oro leg. We have a mixed grid right now. Intermediate Expert 130 and 101.25 beginners. Dan Carlos, Anver Antonio, Anthony Rasula, Efraim Onahon, PJ Oliverio, and Brian Landicho. This is a mixed grid for the Expert 130 and Beginners Underbone. Here we go. It's a 10-lap race for this mixed grid. The first three running in the Expert, the last three running in the Beginner Zone. Look at that one. A wild start there for Dan Carlos. Was Anver Antonio, look at that one, squeezing his bike on the inside, almost taking that lead on the whole shot first corner. Sort of a delay there, I think, for Dan Carlos. He wheelied that bike, and what a wild start for Dan Carlos. Could have been a bad mistake there for Carlos, as Anver Antonio squeezing on the inside once again, on the outside once again. I think Anver Antonio has a quicker motorcycle here compared to Dan Carlos, and that was John Anthony Rasula holding on to that one. And so far for the beginners, it's Onahon's leading the pack for the beginners. Another one on the stretch here for Anver Antonio. Let's see if he can make a move on the outside once again. Oh! Wow! Anver Antonio hitting the ground. I think he pushed that one so hard. Let's see. Anver Antonio. Dan Carlos right here. I think he has a problem with his bike. Rasula on second, Antonio on third. Carlos, that's the gap now between Rasula and Carlos. Showing you a replay right here. What happened there? Let's see. This is what happened to Anver Antonio. There we go. He pushed that one so hard again. Skid his rear tires. There you go. Another angle. And he slid down to third. Could have been a good one for Anver Antonio, but he already did that twice in that same spot. Here we go again. Another one. Same spot. Wow. He keep on pushing that bike on the same spot. So he went down again. Here we go. 4 laps down as Rasula holding on. Oh, Dan Carlos, problems with his bike. Slowing down here. Rasula closing in on Dan Carlos. Anver Antonio. Rasula closing in on Dan Carlos right here. Rasula, let's see, on the inside for Rasula, on the outside. Oh, problems there on the bike of Dan Carlos. I think Rasula's taken the lead. 4 laps down, Rasula's taken the lead. There we go. Dan Carlos, I think he's trying to signal Rasula that his bike is having a problem. He's making a move there. He's making a gesture. So Rasula is now on the lead. There we go, starting with our 7th lap as Anver Antonio charges way past Dan Carlos. Here we go. He is now closing in on Dan Carlos. Dan Carlos having problems with his bike. Dan Carlos is slowing down a while ago. That's why Rasula is up front. Another one here for Anver Antonio. Let's see, the same corner right here for Anver Antonio. He got on the inside. Let's see, nothing there for Anver, but that was almost there for Anver Antonio. Here we go, gonna show you a start. What happened in the start? So a wild start there for Dan Carlos, and that is why Anver Antonio was able to sneak sort of a little part of his bike on the outside, but no avail. Last lap right here for Rasula. Antonio holding on, or Dan Carlos is holding on. The pressure now from Anver Antonio. This is the last lap. It's going to be a crucial one. Here we go. As John Anthony Rasula wins the Expert 130. Dan Carlos is in second and Anver Antonio in third for the beginners. Raymond Allen wins the beginners 101.25. This is your Shell Advance Youth Cup, only here on the racing line. So there you have it. Congratulations to John Anthony Rasula of Portos Maki Works for winning the Intermediate 130 Underbone. And of course, Rasula will now proceed to the Cagayan de Oro Finals and hopefully be able to get the top 4. And the top 4 will then compete against the top 4 in Davao City, and that will be called our Mindanao Finals. So please do check out the rest of our races here. And of course, especially the 2014 Shell Advance Youth Cup.